I think the number one challenge that I see with this organization, when you go through hyper growth, through merging companies or acquiring companies, and just the team is running as fast as possible. And so the word overwhelm, or they're almost too busy to change habits, was one of the biggest challenges. So if I have the strategy executive level, the core values, our mission, our leadership norms, to roll those out, it can hit a roadblock if they're like, yeah, that's great for you, but I got to get some stuff done. So that was kind of the biggest challenge. So it kind of could go down to the first line of leaders, like the vice president's level, maybe the executive director level. But below that, the field managers, that's where there was a real gap. So what I did like about how Linda and I would partner together is we'd have a strategy. So we would reflect the words of the COO or CHRO. We would reflect their words of the strategy, but we would use Cloverleaf to show them how they could get on board. From the field level, they recognized that they were just going around their everyday in the way of I'm right, without thinking that my collective team, other people that are involved that are as a part of the whole, like to get parts in the hands of customers, it takes pricing, it takes marketing, it takes operations, sales. There's so many people involved. So the obstacle we had was trying to create this one team mentality, but getting the people to change how they interacted with the other departments was the challenge. And Cloverleaf really helped them say like, oh, this is where I'm actually slowing things down, or how I could change. But they did it in a way that wasn't time consuming. So Linda, I wanted to see if you wanted to share a story that somebody shared on the call that we thought was so insightful to that.
We, as Marcy mentioned, she'd do a monthly call and we'd invite optionally everybody. And there was a woman that got on who I actually didn't know. I've never met her, didn't know her, but she's somebody in the field. And she was explaining how she had this person that she worked with in her same location that really irritated her and was really somebody that was not helping make things happen, kind of thing. And she really felt this friction. And when she looked at Cloverleaf and understood this person, it was a huge light bulb and everything. Oh, this is why they're not attacking me with questions. They're just a C. They're very curious. And it got rid of all the combative. It got rid of all the judgment. And it became a curiosity. And she started to understand much more on the responsibility she has to making that relationship work and how this other person thinks differently. And it just came spontaneously. It was just really heartwarming. And it showed the value of working together. We become more of a team. As Marcy mentioned, we were actually a lot of smaller. We've had acquisitions. So everybody's kind of in a smaller mindset. And now we're one big company. So this makes it feel more personal, that you can have a good relationship with people that you haven't met or that are even standing right next to you because of Cloverleaf.
Another thing we love from this approach of working together is we would impromptu create a team's dashboard. So you'd see who joined the optional call, and we'd impromptu, sometimes we ask for volunteers and sometimes Linda would add some people. We'd have a diverse group. And then we would just do a live coaching session as if that group was a part of a team. And I, who really did not know some of the people that were on this call, would say what I'm noticing in the differences of personalities. And I'd say, can anybody jump in? Am I, kind of how Cloverleaf works with thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm like, am I hitting on anything that resonates with you? And the laughter of people jumping on, be like, this is so true. And they would just jump in, and it didn't feel very vulnerable. But it was like, it just felt easy for them to say, yeah, that's how I do it. They'd have a couple interactions. But when the call was over from the recording, the banter of everybody afterwards showing how much respect they had for some of these senior leaders that were just sharing like, yeah, this is what really drives me crazy when other people do this, but I'll try to keep it in check. You guys can hold me accountable. But they were so impressed by their senior leaders by being that open to what works for them and what doesn't work for them. And it just helped, I think, from the employee experience with it. It helped them say like, yeah, this is a great tool to use. And they started using it with their peers and their small teams and stuff like that.